All right, it's Prop the Mic, PTM. We're live and we're mixing things up today. Tim was a late scratch, but luckily, just like the OKC Thunder, we have a ton of depth. So we brought in Jordan, aka Read the Green, for today's pod. Before we get started, you all know Props.cash has been the longtime sponsor of Prop the Mic, and we 100% could not do what we do without the tools they provide. But we want all of our viewers to see for themselves the power of Props.cash. So we teamed up with the team over at Props.cash to get a limited time exclusive offer of 50% off your first month of Props.cash. It's a great opportunity to check out the tools, see just how much Props.cash can elevate your prop betting game. So get in while you can and sign up using code PTM50 to get 50% off your first month of Props.cash. What's up, boys? What's going on?
What's up? Welcome, Jordan.
What's up? What's up? Had to wear my Rangers World Champion, hat today. Maybe the last day that they're the defending World Series champions. So had to rep them one last time before this hat is a retro hat.
Yankees squeaked one out last night. I don't know if you call it squeaked one out. It was
We're as Mets fans, we're kind of hoping the Yankees lose tonight so that the Mets ended up beating the Dodgers in more games than the Yankees did, because we have to resort to like these trivial victories since we can't win the actual World Series. But that was wild last. I didn't really watch much of the game. I was out. I had some coaching last night, but that play with Mookie Betts was pretty wild, right? Where the Yankees fan were like grabbing the ball out of his hand. Did you see that, Jordan?
Yeah. Like holding on to his arm. Like, I don't know if he got injured on that or not. Look, I mean, I would have probably gotten injured, but they're just like literally ripping the ball out of his gloves. Pretty insane. Like, there's fan interference that's like, oops, accident. Like, just my gut reaction to reach over the fence, but that was no accident.
Didn't even get the ball either. What a shame. Wasn't worth it. But yeah,
people are. It was pretty funny. They're talking about the guy on the left-hand side that was in the away Yankees jersey, looking like the most stereotypical Yankees fan like ever. It was. I forget where I was.
Yeah,
I was listening to New York radio this morning, and they were joking about that. It was funny.
Welcome to the Bronx,
yeah.
Mookie. You got the full treatment there. All right, so let's talk about hoops. We got a big slate today, huge slate. And I think we're just starting to heat up, right? The first week of the season was kind of up and down a little bit, but now that we've kind of got a little bit of data to go off of, we're actually making some good progress in the NBA.
Yeah.
So let's dive into the first of 7 games we're going to cover tonight. Let's go into what could be the worst game of the night. So we'll just get it out of the way. Raptors 1-3 going up against the Hornets 1-2. Hornets are actually 6.5 point favorites. 224.5 is the total in this one, and I think the Hornets are getting those or considered the favorites in this, mostly because Scotty Barnes looks like he's out tonight, so that's obviously a big missing piece for the Raptors. But let's start with you, Jordan. I think you had a play in this one, right?
Yeah, you said Scotty Barnes is out. I think he's out about 3 weeks with an eye issue.
Oh wow!
And then also Emmanuel Quickly is doubtful, so I don't expect him to be playing tonight either. So this tees it up for RJ Barrett to be the guy that the offense is running through tonight. So I really like RJ Barrett to potentially hit a big ladder today. So I'm running that. So yeah, without RJ or without Scotty and quickly RJ, he's gonna have a lot of usage. This past game, the first game, he had 21 field goal attempts. So that like lends itself pretty well to some good volume. So on what I had pulled up was like when he has 20 plus field goal attempts over the last 20 games. Let you pull that up.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, look at that.
Yeah. So if he has 20 plus, I think he's show 80%.
80% over the last 20. Yep.
80% over the last 20. So he's got a lot, he's got a good shot to, clear his points line. If you actually move that up to an alternate line of 25, it is not 25 of field goal
Yep.
attempts, but yeah, there we go. So he's 75% hitting 25 plus. So I got that plus 150 on FanDuel. And then 30 plus points plus 400 on DraftKings. And if you want to go really wild, plus 1200 for 35 plus points on DK. One of the reasons I also like this is not just the volume he's going to be able to have, but if you look at the matchup history against Charlotte so far this year, if you're looking at like 2s, 3s, like swing guards, or those who are like their
Wings.
swing forwards, probably a better term.
Yeah.
Wings. Jalen Green, 28 points, flew over his line, so as a shooting guard. Tyler Hero, 22 points, flew over his line. DeAndre Hunter, 24. Jimmy Butler, 26. So some of these guys that are in these matchups they're not just clearing their line, they're like flying over it. So that's why I think there's a potential opportunity for a ladder tonight. I've got 0.8 units total out there on this. Actually, a little bit less than that. I think it's even 0.75. So it's like a little bit of a sprinkle. It's a little splash, a little tease play.
Love that.
But I think it's a good little opportunity just with seeing how Charlotte's defense has been so far this year. And, like I said, there's going to be a lot of opportunity. He looked great in the Olympics too. He was probably one of the better scorers for Team Canada during the Olympics.
Yeah, I love that play. Trae Young also put up 38 points against them. So you talk about volume shooters. There's a really good example right there. So, yeah, who else is going to score? I think the Raptors should be given plenty of opportunities to Barrett tonight. So let's ladder them up. Let's start out with the big cash there.
Also, just interesting to note, I was doing a little digging into cleaning the glass today. Toronto's the best rebounding team in the league so far. And actually, Charlotte's not far behind them at number 5. So just overall team rebounding doing pretty well. So I don't have any play on it, but I just thought that was didn't expect to see Toronto up there.
I didn't look at him yet, but the one guy that's been like kind of surprising me is Abaji, and his rebounds this year. Like he's been putting up like 6-7 rebounds in a lot of the games, and his line, we can pull him up real quick.
Yeah, look at that, 6, 8, 7. He had 2 against Minnesota, but yeah, that's nice.
I don't even know how to spell his name. There we go. Agbaji is how you spell it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, he's had some big rebounding games this season, right? 6, 8, 2, 7. So with extended run too, he could be a sneaky play here as well. So
yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, RJ is our main play. You guys ready to move to maybe a more exciting game?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So we got the Lakers 3-1 going up against the Cavs 4-0. So that's a nice little playoff team type matchup. Cavs are -4.5 at home. Totals 225.5. Tom, you want to start this one off? What do you like?
Yeah. So this is a good transition here because I was digging into those rebounding matchups. You have a great rebounding mismatch in this game. The Lakers are the 4th best rebounding team in the league so far. Mm-hmm. Cavaliers are ranked 28th in rebounding, so 3rd from last there. So let's start with Reeves. Was on his rebounds the other day. He was in a builder. Unfortunately, the other part of that builder was Zach LaVine, and he failed us. But Reeves did great with 8 rebounds in that game when we had him at 4. Look at that, like monster rebounding. And then you can click through the shooting guards and the small forwards for Reeves, and you can see you have some nice ones there. Mikal Bridges 6, Jaden Ivey 5. What were you gonna say, Dave? Were you gonna say something, Dave?
No, sorry, I just lost connection for a second. Yeah, no, so really good comps, and Austin Reeves is getting some good run, and he's looking good out there, right?
Yes.
Like I don't remember him being like a 35 plus minute guy, right?
JJ Redick loves him, man. JJ's pulling the right strings in LA here. He's
He really is. He
yeah.
probably looks at Reeves and is like, this guy's got the closest game to my game, so I'm just gonna like make sure he shines out there. 3-point shooter. But yeah, I love that. That's a nice play. Anything else, Tom?
Yeah, I like Rui as well, over 5.5 rebounds. He's also cleared in 3 of 4 and cleared it by a mile, 5, 7, 9, and 10. Like laddering that. Look at that staircase right up there. And also you can click through power forwards and centers. Nice. And again, with the nice rebounding mismatch. You can see what do we have in there?
You got Josh Hart
8
with 13 rebounds,
Yeah.
Kuzma with 8 rebounds, and then if we go to even the center position,
Cat,
Cat 10, Joe Val 8,
Isaiah, he only had 3.
But so pretty good. Yeah, that seems low. He's also seems to be a guy that JJ is leaning into more than maybe Darvin Ham did. So why not, right? He's an awesome young athletic guy, can definitely grab some boards. So I love that play.
Are we talking about LeBron in Cleveland, or I didn't have any plays on him, but
I forgot about that. I don't know, Jordan, you got anything on LeBron tonight?
Yeah, I was looking at. I was like, that was something that did interest me. Was LeBron at Cleveland? This is actually a different prop than I'm used to playing, but we're going with some defense here, fellas. Over 1.5 steals and blocks.
I like that
for LeBron.
Look at that.
If you look at head-to-head, but also away, so that's in Cleveland. He has hit 3 out of 3 times. So with 4 in the last matchup. So I think this is just I don't know. I was looking through. I didn't really love anything else. But I was like, LeBron's going to bring some defense tonight in Cleveland, some high effort. So, yeah, what do y'all think?
I love that. I love the defensive prop for a game like this at Cleveland. That's the type of thing he's going to get himself up for. I think that's a nice look.
Yeah, and actually, my initial reaction is like most of that's probably steals, but he's actually it's split, right? 1 steal, 1 block, 1 steal, 1 block, 2 steals, 2 blocks. So I do like the combo aspect of that as well. Good stuff. All right. Anything else in this game, Jordan?
I didn't have anything else. I was mostly just looking. Hey, LeBron's going to be in Cleveland. Let's go with a defense prop.
You're definitely zigging when everybody else is zagging, right? Everybody else is probably putting them for 40 points, but I like that. That's a sneaky look. All right, Celtics, Pacers, 2 teams appearing to go in different directions. Celtics continue to ascend. They're starting off kind of where they left off, 4-0, even without Porzingis. Pacers 1-3, disappointing start. Pacers are getting 6.5 points at home, totals 235.5. These 2 teams had a lot of experience with each other too last year. I don't remember exactly how many total games, but I would have. My guess is they probably played each other like 10 times last year, right? In season tournament they played right in the playoffs, right? Like so, it's lots of experience. Finals, So my initial reaction is, despite the Pacers playing poorly of late, them getting 6.5 points at home against the Celtics team that they know how to play really well. That seems like a lot. What do you guys think about that? Or do you just think Boston comes in and just kills them?
I don't know. Boston's just playing so well right now, right? Like they're like gonna just set 3-point records this season. I think. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not picking against Boston just yet. I don't think.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely not. Real quick before you change off the Laker game props, because one of the props I have in the Boston game is first quarter play, and I do have a first quarter play in the Lakers game. I really like Anthony Davis for 5 points in the first quarter. So I've got a builder I put together for first quarter plays. I've been really loving these, been having some pretty good success with them so far this season. But Anthony Davis points first quarter, and for him to get 5.
Yeah, It's hard. That's a straight line, or that's a part of the builder, you're saying?
It is not a straight line. It is a part of
Okay.
a builder that I have together. So 5+. One of the things that's really cool about it is if you alt down to his 5+ points, he's cleared that every game so far this season.
Hmm.
Last game he had 16 in the first, which is like they seem to really be trying to go to Anthony Davis early, get him involved. But if you look at the last 20 games that he's played, first quarter,
Wow.
pretty good hit rate right there. And then if you click on away, also pretty good hit rate for him away in the first quarter. In the last 20, even last year, if you just want to go all of last season, 87% all of last season. So feeling really good about Anthony Davis to get at least 5 points for us in the first quarter today.
Yeah, and these first quarter props, I haven't really dabbled in them too much this season, but I did a lot last year. It's really about trying to predict how many minutes they're going to play in the first quarter. And it looks like he's played 9 minutes in every game so far this season, a minimum of 9 minutes. So if you just look at his last 30 games where he's played 9+ minutes in the first quarter, he's cleared in 29 out of 30. So that seems like, a really safe leg to a bet. What are you putting that with?
So one of the things I'm putting it with in the Boston game is Jaylen Brown, 3+ points in the first quarter.
Okay, let's take a look at Brown. All right, so he's done that so far this season. It looks like in 3 out of 4, right? So he only had 2 in the Milwaukee game.
Yep, 3 out of 4. But if you go to the last 20 for him away in the regular season, he's been just a machine at getting 3+ points.
Yeah, definitely. That's 19 out of his last 20 away. Yeah, in the regular season. So it seems like a good spot. Certainly a riskier leg, just given that he looks like he only plays about 6-7 minutes in the first quarter. But but yeah, 3 points could do that in one shot. So I like that.
Yep.
All right. What else do you have in this one, Jordan?
This game, I don't know if I'm going to play it yet or not. I was looking at Tatum 30+ points. Looks like he's done pretty well in this matchup historically. I like to filter. I like to filter out like playoff games in some of these matchups, and just looking at regular season and last season, against them, he's like, or not last season, just head to head. If you look at that, he's cleared in 82% of games, 9 out of 11. So I think that's a spot I was liking today.
Yeah, straight line's 28.5 at -124, and it seems like if he's going to get 29, you might as well play 30. So that seems pretty good. And certainly this game should have a bit of like a playoff feel to it, right? So I could see Tatum rising to the challenge for sure. Anything else for this one?
So far I was just going to say, so far this season, Tatum's he's gone over 30 twice. And I don't know what those other matchups were. I don't know what happened versus Milwaukee. It looks like he played plenty of minutes. He just didn't shoot the ball. Only 16 attempts. But I feel like the pace for this game will be, like the Pacers. The Pacers play with very high pace. Yeah, I think that we should be able to get a lot of shot opportunities for Tatum, and just that matchup history has been pretty great for him.
Nice. All right. Yeah. So we need three from Brown in the first quarter, and then 30 from Tatum for the game.
There you go.
We'll be happy. Yep. What do you got, Tom?
I think piggybacking off of that, so Boston has the #1 transition offense this season so far, and so you have a nice mismatch against the Pacers. They have the 8th worst transition defense. So it's just a matter of picking who's going to capitalize on that. They have so many like candidates from Boston. Is it going to be Tatum? Boston also worth noting the most 3-point attempts. I'm sure no surprise to anyone.
Just in that one game versus New York.
Probably. So I like that mismatch. You also have so I don't know where I go with that. I think I probably go Tatum was probably my play. Like you said, Jordan, I didn't lock that in either. I kind of wanted to talk it out a little bit here. I mean, I also feel like, it could also be like Drew's had success in this matchup. Derek White's had success in this matchup. Even Jaylen Brown, like they've all been pretty successful in this matchup. So I don't know what that all means. But I'm gonna go. Let's stick. Tatum was probably at the top of my list there. So I'm gonna ride with Jordan here and take the Tatum over. What is he at? 28.5 points.
28.5, and Jordan likes him for 30.
30, yeah.
I mean,
like
Tatum will probably score like 40 points in this game or like 15, right? So just go for it. Go for the 30.
All right. I like his rebounds too. 8.5 rebounds. Banchero had 13 when they played. Caleb Martin had 12. Karl Anthony Towns had 15. So I think those are some good comps for Tatum there. And it's a nice matchup for him. Even Wendell Carter, but Banchero.
Yeah, Josh Hart had 10.
Yeah,
that seems really good. Makes sense.
Banchero went ballistic.
He almost had a triple-double.
50 points.
9 assists too.
Insane.
Yeah, he looks so good in that game.
Well, that's good. I like that. What else you got? Anything on
one more? So I think I'm ready to play Tyrese here. Point guards, specifically points and assists, are a good matchup against Boston. He finally broke out of his assist funk, had 10 assists in his last game. And you'd be surprised, Boston, you think of them pretty good defensively. Obviously, they have Drew and Derek White there. But if you look at the DVP matchups, points and assists are a place to target Boston, specifically for point guards. Dame had 33 points, 7 assists. Cade Cunningham, 21 points, 10 assists against Boston. So I like Halliburton over 26.5 points plus assists. I think it's a great spot for him. He's breaking out of his shell. So I don't know. He's I think we're gonna see the form we saw in Halliburton like this time last year coming very soon, and this is the game for it, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I'm not there yet with Halliburton. Like it just seems since the All-Star break, since the injury, then the All-Star break, like last year, he just isn't what he was before.
Yeah, you look what he did. Look what he did December 4th. That was pre-injury. That was I think the playing game was December 9th, I want to say, somewhere around there. Not the playing game, the in-season tournament game. Yeah. And look, he's just crushing. And then once he got injured, it just fell off right after that.
Fell off. They paraded him around Indy for the All-Star break. I think the fame maybe got to his head or something. But
I mean, people were talking MVP for him that the first 2 months of last season. That's how good he was.
Dude, look at that. Even the end of the season before, right? Like he really dominated Boston, and now he's struggled. So yeah,
nice redemption story.
All right, Tom's bucking the trend. I like that. All right, let's keep moving.
The matchup history.
Yeah, go ahead.
The matchup history is good. I was looking at that. Damian Lillard, 40 points plus assists. Line was 30.5, so easily cleared. Cade Cunningham, 31 points plus assists. Line was 29.5. So,
yep.
Yeah, and even Brunson, who played, Brunson played like maybe 30 minutes that game. He had 24. So, yeah. Yep. There's a lot of potential there. We'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
We'll leave it at that. All right, you guys ready to move on?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's talk Knicks Heat.
There we go.
Every time I hear Knicks Heat, I just think back to the Zoe days. I love Knicks and Heat. Yeah, I'm pretty old. Knicks are 1-2. Knicks are 1-2, and the Heat are 2-1. Heat are getting 1.5 points at home. Totals 215.5. So I'm really curious what you guys are scraping out of this low total game. Jordan, you got anything on this one?
Well, let's finish that first quarter builder. So I like Tyler Hero 3+ points tonight. Over the last 20 games at home, he's been absolutely crushing, getting 3+ points. I'll let you get to that.
Yep.
But I'm a big fan of Hero to clear his first quarter points line, or not the line, but just a 3+ at home. He's this is really interesting looking at these first quarter props, seeing like how dependent some players are at home versus away, and even looking at just last season in general, 92% on the entire season getting 3+ points in the first quarter. It's really nice to have guys like Hero who like to shoot the 3 ball. You know, they can get there multiple ways. They can get you a couple of layups, or you know, they can hit a 3 and boom, you're done. So I'm really liking Hero to get 3+. So with all 3 of those, let me pull that up where it was the final odds. So that's Anthony Davis 5+ points, Hero 3+ points, and then Brown 3+ points is +141 over on Bet365. So I'm a big fan of. I mean, it's pretty juicy odds, so they like that for a builder for some guys who are really consistent in hitting their lines.
Yeah, just need a 3 out of Brown, a 3 out of Hero, and a couple layups and an N1 for AD. I like that. It's happening. All right, cool. Any other straight plays on this one, Jordan?
I'll let Tom go ahead, and I might have one more.
I like Tyler Hero as well. Knicks, like Dave alluded to earlier, maybe due to that first game against Boston, are allowing the most 3-point attempts in the league. But Miami's taking the 7th most threes, so I thought that was a nice matchup there for Hero. I looked at his 2.5 made threes. It's -154 on DK. Dave and I usually like to defer to the points here instead of going with the threes. You can get him at 17.5 points, -120 on DK. Great history against the Knicks. 6 of his last 7. I'm sorry, that was the 3. 6 of his last 7, but it might be the same for the points too.
It is 6 of the last 7. Hmm?
Yeah. And then his last 2 games, slow start to the season, but his last 2 games he had 22 and 19. So I think this is a nice matchup for Hero. So that was one play, and then I found this one very interesting. Jimmy Butler 1-3.
He had the same thing. Love it.
Oh yeah.
Love it. Let's go.
I just love how many threes Miami's taking. I love how many threes New York is allowing. He had a 3 in all 3 games he played against the Knicks last season. He had 3, and then 1, and then 1 right there. Those 3 games for his 3 games against the Knicks. Love the matchup. Did you have any other reasoning?
No, I just saw last season he had 3, 1, and 1, and then the same exact thing that you were talking about, how many threes that the Knicks have been giving up this season. I was like, oh, this is prime for Jimmy Butler just to hit one. Just give us one.
That's it.
Let's see what he's done over his last 20 when he's attempted 2 3-pointers in 2 out of the 3 games this season, and over his last 20 games he has cleared. Actually, just look at all of last season. All of last season when he attempted 2 3-pointers, he had an 84% hit rate, and you can get this for -140 on DraftKings. So the implied odds on 84% is pretty is way worse than -140. I'll tell you that. So it's really a question: is he going to get the volume? Right? Is he going to get 2?
Yeah, it's because if he takes them, he's usually wide open. Is why that usually happens. Right?
Yeah, it seems like the Knicks will certainly not be upset if he's the one killing them.
Exactly.
I think they're going to be pressing Hero on the perimeter, and Butler should be wide open for these. So I think he gets 2 tonight, and I think he sinks at least 1.
All right,
at least 1. All right,
at least 1. All right,
at least 1. Let's be aggressive.
But they know FanDuel knows they're not. There's no. I don't. When I looked last, there was no 3-point props available for this game.
Oh, FanDuel does not. No, but DraftKings.
No, they're not. FanDuel
Caesars has it. They know. They know what's up.
They know. I got another one for this game. Surprisingly, Miami's the worst rebounding team in the league.
Yes.
So far this season. So look at what centers have done against Miami.
Yes.
And look at what Cat's going to do tonight. 10.5 rebounds for Karl Anthony Towns. I'm going to eat my words for putting out a play on Karl Anthony Towns, but we'll give him he's we're giving him a little bit of a free pass now that he's on the Knicks. He's a guy that's been on and off the ban list over the years, but you got it right there. Isaiah Stewart 15, Nick Richards 12, Wendell Carter 14, Duren 11. I mean, that's in the same game too, right? Stewart and
I'll tell you Stewart, because I was watching that game, and I had a prop on Duren. I needed 8 rebounds for Duren as part of a builder, and Duren played whatever the first 7 minutes of the first quarter, like he does, 8 minutes. And then they brought in Isaiah Stewart. I think he finished the first quarter with like 9 rebounds or something like that. Like, so this very well could cash in the first half if
ladder cat up, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean we got hooked on a builder last night on Gobert, so like I'm very hesitant to play guys that I just hate playing today, because I went against my intuition and played Gobert last night. Cat's very much on that list.
Yes, he is.
But New York Cat, we'll see. I don't know. Give him a chance, right?
That's right. You got to give him a chance.
And quite honestly, like, I don't know, like you might even be able to get, if FanDuel has 10.5 for 106, you might even be able to get them decent odds for 10. Might be worth, bringing them down maybe 1 and just adding a very high probability.
Minus 150.
Yeah, it's not bad. So if you want to get them for 10 and then and tack on a little something else to get that to plus money, that could be a good way too.
Jimmy 1-3.
Jimmy 1-3. There you go. Anything else in this one, Tom?
No, that's it.
All right. Let's go Magic Bulls. Magic 3-1, quickly becoming America's team. I think everybody loves watching the Magic now, right? After Banchero's performance the other day.
So fun. Jalen Suggs, so fun.
Jalen Suggs, yeah.
So much crap.
Yeah, they're fun. The Bulls 2-2. Bulls are getting 5.5 points at home. Totals 229.5. I read something this morning that Lonzo Ball's out again now. Had a wrist injury. I just feel bad for that guy.
Yeah, it's tough.
Right? Like, and this was an unrelated injury too, right? So I guess that's good because it should recover faster. But this poor guy's been through it all. But anyway, no Lonzo in this one. Jordan, do you got any plays in this game?
I was flirting with Suggs over 3.5 rebounds. Just wanted to see what y'all guys thought about that.
Yeah, Orlando's the 3rd best rebounding team overall so far this season, that is a play I looked at. I have another rebounding play from this game, so I like rebounds in general in this matchup. I think Suggs is a good look.
Yeah. What kind of is probably going to play? I think he's going to play at least like 25 plus minutes. And I think if he's getting that kind of run on the floor, I think he's going to have a good chance to clear this line.
Yeah, I'm looking at what Roto has Suggs projected for. I'll let you know in a second. But yeah, Suggs is it really is just about minutes. They have him projected for 31 minutes, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 4.2 rebounds. So, look at this, 12 minutes, 21, 30, 34. So if we just look at his history with, we'll just say even 28, and look at his last 20. Depends, but more recently, certainly the last 5 out of the 5. So I don't know. Seems good if he's going to get the minutes now.
Yeah.
I threw 20 plus minutes. I was gonna say I threw 20 plus minutes on him.
Yeah.
Looked at his last 10, and he's cleared 9 out of the last 10.
There you go.
Plus. What were you gonna say though?
Anthony Black had a breakout game last game. He played 31 minutes, 8 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. That's a guy that they he had a couple clutch threes. He was in their closing rotation. So that would be the only. I think he's going to take time away from Suggs. but he's another guy that's in they're a super deep team. I really love this team. I mean, they got Cole Anthony, Mo Wagner. So I don't know. Just wanted to call out that nice little performance from him in that 50 spot from Banchero. That was in that same game.
Yep.
Yeah.
And talking about Black, I liked his points, rebounds, and assists line. He's
Yeah.
4 out of 4 so far this season. That's
Yes,
something
sir.
I was looking at. Yeah, if you just go to just this season, he's
that's just this season, and I'm just noticing like his minutes are a complete anomaly compared to what he played last year.
Yes.
yep.
He's a
Yep.
rotation
So it
guy
looks
for
like
them
they're
now.
really
Yeah.
making a
he's-
concerted effort to get him on the floor.
Yes, sir. I
So-
love it.
Yeah, 20 plus minutes. He's cleared in 70%, 7 of his last 10. If we get that up to 25, which I could see him playing that tonight. Look at that. 25 minutes. He's cleared that 90% of
Sir.
his 88% of his games last year. So 90% including this season too. So yeah, that seems like a sneaky good pick. I like that one.
Yeah.
All right. What else? Anything else in this, guys?
Yeah, got a couple others here. So I like Franz in this spot. Banchero had the spotlight last game with his 50 spot. I think it's time for it's Franz night tonight. Great numbers this season. He's in the 85th percentile. So I like to look at a combination, especially when it comes to scoring on cleaning the glass, of like points per 100 shot attempts. That tells half the picture. Like that's how efficient they are scoring. The other half is like, what's their usage? Because you have some guys that like don't have the ball that much, but they're when they do shoot, they're making those shots. He's in the 85th percentile in terms of usage at his position, and the 85th percentile in points per 100 shot attempts. He's cleared this in 3 or 4 this season. The only one was that game, the last game against the Pacers, where Banchero just went off. So I think this is a nice spot. I like him at 20.5 points. I think it's a good matchup against Chicago, and I like this one.
Why did he only play 11 minutes? Did you just say that?
He must have. I mean, it wasn't foul trouble. I don't know, to be honest.
That would be the only thing I would say. Let's see. He played 5 minutes in the first quarter, played 5 minutes in the second quarter, and it looks like he didn't play in the second half. So definitely dig into that to understand what happened last game. It might have been. Was that game just over? Was that the game that Banchero was like?
That was the game he had 50 points. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, dig into that. I mean, it seems like a great matchup. It seems like he's going to play normal minutes, but I would definitely understand what happened in that second half.
Yeah. And then real quick, we posted this one was in our props.cash blog post today. The Insights blog, Wendell Carter coming back home. I don't know, back home, but the team that drafted him, the Bulls, traded him away to the Magic. Vucevic. I like his rebounds. He's cleared 9.5 rebounds in all 4 games this season. He actually has the 3rd highest defensive rebounding percentage in the league so far this season, behind only Giannis and Zubac. He's grabbing 27% of the Magic's defensive boards. So it's a little bit of a revenge game. Not a great history against the Bulls.
No,
I was a little disappointed to see that. But I don't know. At some point, he's got to get his revenge, right? Getting those rebounds, really. It's the way to get revenge.
I mean, he's now probably the 5th scoring option on his team. So if he wants to stay in the league, rebounding is probably his path. He's always scares me, Wendell. I hate to be the contrarian, but Wendell is very capable of picking up 3 fouls in the first 6 minutes of the game. So that always scares me about
like
Wendell.
Mr.
Duren. He's worse than him. But what about Vucevic? This is like, why are we not talking about Vuce? Right? This is right. Like I think we've played that almost every time Vucevic has played Chicago. I mean,
scoring,
I played against Orlando.
Scoring, right?
Something, yeah. Is he playing? Yeah, he's playing. So, what's his history against Orlando? Not particularly great either, right?
One of them was okay. Maybe his rebounds early on. I saw one of them. I did look at this earlier. Yeah. I just
What's he done this year? I mean, pretty good rebounding this year. What's he done scoring wise? It seems like he's benefiting from the absence of DeRozan, right? So
yes.
I could see Voos having a big game. I mean, Orlando's a tough team.
They're very good defensively. Great
Defensively.
third best rebounding team. Like I said, I don't know. I don't
And the
like playing
game's in
teams.
Chicago, right? So
Yeah.
he doesn't have that going back home
to
narrative.
Orlando.
So
Does
all
not.
right.
Yeah.
Nothing on Voos. Jordan, anything else in this one?
No, I did. I would looked at Vucevic because I was thinking of the same thing, but I was like, I looked at his head-to-head data and I was like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what those. Looking at the history though, I'm like wondering what those lines were because that was with the presence of DeRozan, but it's still not. I'm still not touching him tonight, and
Yeah.
definitely not touching Wendell Carter Jr. either because I did that a couple of times last year, and Dave tried to tell me don't trust him. Isn't he a Duke guy?
He is a Duke
Carter
guy.
Jr. a Duke guy?
He is.
Yeah,
that's why I know
it
him.
seems like
even
you know
more.
those Duke guys well.
I met Wendell
Anytime
Carter
I'm gonna
Jr.
put
I always tell the story, but I met Wendell Carter Jr. at McDonald's at Duke when he was like 17 years old. So I know I go way back with Wendell. Much respect for Wendell, but I also know what his limitations are.
All right.
But anyway, all right, let's keep going. Let's do Nets. Grizzlies. Nets are 1-3 as expected. Grizzlies are 2-2. Grizzlies are minus 11.5 at home. Totals 225.5. No Claxton for the Nets, so the Nets are already pretty atrocious from a front court standpoint, with no Sharp as well. But I'm curious what you guys have in this. Jordan, did you have something in this game?
I didn't have anything. If I'm going to play anything, though, I may alt down Cam Thomas's points, rebounds, and assists. I've been liking doing a little, alting down some combos. Been playing a few of those. Yeah, if I'm going to do anything, that's probably what I'm going to do. So far this year, he's been pretty actively involved. And yeah, if I'm going to do anything, that's what I'm going to do. But I didn't have any plays specifically from this game.
He's definitely actively involved, I would say. Taking 27 shot attempts.
Who were we talking about earlier with 20 shot attempts?
Yeah.
Who were you saying earlier in the show? I forgot who we were talking about. Oh, RJ with 20 shot attempts. Well, he makes RJ.
Cam Thomas.
Yeah, that's like a first quarter performance for
What
Cam
are the chances
Thomas.
he leads the league in scoring this year?
I mean, he really, it's not really fair, like to give him the scoring title. But yeah, I think so. I mean, you got to figure at some point they're just going to trade this guy. This is not the kind of guy you build around, I don't think, right?
No, he's the kind of guy, though, that you use when you're looking to tank.
Right. Cam, go take 40 shots today.
Exactly.
And, we're in an overtime game versus Denver. So go do your thing, Cam, so that we can lose this game.
Exactly. Yeah. And then they get flag, and they get your other Duke guy.
All right. So Cam Thomas, yeah, it seems like 22, 23 points even as a part of a builder, like for any builder for the whole season might be a good plan. But yeah, PRA could be nice too.
I actually just like the straight rebounds, 3.5 rebounds. It was juicy at minus 160. So, maybe that's why Jordan ended up like putting a leg of putting that into the builder there. He's been nice on back-to-backs. When he's played 30 minutes, he's cleared this in 5 of his last 6 games on a back-to-back, and clearing it by a bunch, 5, 8, 7, 4. The only one was a 3 in there. So I think that's a nice spot for Cam. He's going to have the ball in his hands a lot. He's going to be looking to grab that ball so he can just shoot it again.
Yeah.
It's like the kids I coach. They all want to get the rebound so they can just dribble it up. And that means they get to shoot it next because they got the rebound. So I like that. The other news on the Memphis side. So I like the where's my notes here? Brooklyn has the 4th worst transition defense. Memphis 9th best transition offense. So if Ja plays, he's still questionable. They are on a back-to-back, and they do play the Bucks tomorrow, both at home. So I don't know. I think they I don't know. What do you think? Do they save him for the game against the Bucks, or they try to like play him and get the guaranteed win against the Nets, and then maybe rest him tomorrow. I don't know. But I do like him at 19.5 points. Look at what point guards have done against Brooklyn. I think, and when you talk about, Dave and I were talking about this the other day. I mean, who's better in transition than Ja?
It's the most beautiful thing you can watch in basketball right now is just a Memphis game rebound, right? They got Zach Edey, grabbing a board, just kicks it out to Ja, and Ja brings it up the court in like no time. Like nobody can keep up with him. He's so amazing to watch. Yeah, I mean, whatever. Just place the bet. He's going to score 20 points probably if he plays.
If he plays, yeah.
And if he doesn't play, it voids, right? So
exactly.
I like that.
I was looking at his points plus assist line. I was kind of staying away from the same thing that you were. Like I was thinking about the injuries and everything, so I was making me feel a little bit cautious about it. But I did like his points plus assist line so far this year: 3 out of 3. Last 10, 9 out of the last 10. Like even going back to the little bit of time he played last year, 89%. If you look at his head-to-head data as well against against Brooklyn, 44 and 45 points plus assists versus Brooklyn. So
but like James Harden and Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving were on those teams.
That's true.
That's Brooklyn team. I don't know if they even have a single player from those matchups, but yes. If it's about like, do you like beating the New York team? Then yeah, he certainly has something for them. But yeah, I mean, that was a much better team than the Brooklyn team he's playing now.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely.
All right, cool. I do think rebounds against the Nets is especially for centers, is a really good. It's a really good matchup. Looking at some comps, I don't know why there's no lines out, but. For rebounding, we got some decent, I mean, Jokic just put up 18. Wendell, we talked about earlier, put up 11. Okongwu put up 8. So I might be willing to try Zach Edey again after getting burned on his. He just doesn't seem to be able to keep up with the speed of this league yet, but it does feel like there could be, if we get him for like 5 rebounds, 6 rebounds, that could be worth
Claxton there.
Who's gonna stop him? Ben Simmons is playing center.
Yeah,
and point guard.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's. I think we got one more game, right? We're gonna talk Blazers, Clippers. Jordan, what do you like in this one?
I'm really looking at Zubac. His I think this is points plus rebounds plus assists. So going all 3. He seems to be very involved, playing really well with James Harden. It's really fun to watch those two play together right now. So I was thinking that would be a good little spot for Zubac. 3 out of 3 this year and getting hitting his points, rebounds, and assists. Also, I do like just his points as well. But I just like a little bit of flexibility. If anything, that's what it actually wasn't points, rebounds, assists. It was just points and assists. That's what it was.
Oh, PA.
So points and assists was he had 24, 28, and 29.
Wow.
And
it's a lot of assists for him. Yeah.
So I'm thinking some of that's coming from setting some high ball screens and even some some handoffs up, coming up top. Catching a pass top of the key, getting some easy handoffs, or just hitting an open shooter. So I think that's a good little look in this game. Not really interested in a whole lot on the Portland side, but I like Zubac tonight.
Yeah, I've played him twice already this season. Hit on both of them, both rebounds on one. I think it was points on the other. I remember, Tom, about 6 months ago, a year ago, whatever it was. I remember you on the pod talking about how much Harden excels with Zubac in the lineup.
Yeah,
and if you watch, I've watched a couple of Clippers games. They really have a good connection, right? Zubac comes up, sets a pick, right? Harden uses the pick. And then basically Harden takes it as deep into the paint as he can until he draws Zubac's defender. He throws it up for a lob, and Zubac is like so efficient at scoring. He literally, I would say he looks for him on probably 70% of the plays. So
Yeah.
I think these lines just haven't caught up to what this guy's going to do while Kawhi is out. Right. Once Kawhi's back, it'll go back to, there'll be some regression. But until then, love that play. Good luck.
Nice. Good memory.
Cool.
Tom, anything else in this one?
Yeah, just two that I had in the props.cash insight blog today. I like Denny Avdia rebounds. It's crept up. It was 5.5 earlier today. It's up to 6.5, I think, most places now. But plus money there. So, if you wanted to use it as a leg to something, he's averaged through the first 3 games, he averaged 29.5 minutes, had 7, 6, and 6 rebounds in those games. He only played 25 minutes in their last game against the Kings. But that was because they were down 26 points in the fourth quarter. He still had 4 rebounds in that game. When he's played 26 plus minutes, he has 6 plus rebounds in 18 of his last 20 games, averaging 9 rebounds per game. So I think you're probably still safe with the 6.5.
Yeah.
I mean, Michael Porter Jr. was like the best comp I could find so far. Not a lot of data to go off. He had on the same line of 5.5. He had 9 rebounds against the Clippers on Saturday. So I think I like this play on Denny.
Yeah, I think that's nice. And I think he's an excellent, you can get it for 5.5 still on Caesars if you have access to that book. Not bad. But yeah, I think all thing I'm down to 4 rebounds, 5 rebounds. That's a great base for a builder as well. If you're not totally comfortable with the small sample size on Denny, but yeah, he's definitely doing it. Okay. Anything else?
I got a weird one. I got a weird one. Tumani Kamara assists. Not typically what you'd expect from this guy, but he does. His line's only 1.5. He has 2 assists in every game this season. He has 4 in 2 games. He actually, this was just shocking to me. Behind the guy with the highest assist to usage ratio so far this season is Tyus Jones. Makes a ton of sense, right? Number 2 on that list is Tumani Kamara. So also, small sample size. That's part of the problem this early in the season. You get some outliers like this, but he also did have in 4 games against the Clippers. He averaged 2 assists per game last season. He had 8 assists in 4 games against the Clippers, and that was games where he was playing. His minutes were up and down, 17 minutes, 30 minutes, so all over the place. He was getting there. Is he going to get? He'll probably have 2 or 3 and just get you there. But I like the nice low 1.5 line on a guy who seems to be getting it done.
Yeah, super consistent, very new look team. So yeah, seems like that's a sneaky play. I like that one.
Nice.
Cool.
Is that it?
We got time for Spurs versus Thunder real quick. 2 props.
Oh yeah.
Real quick, go. Spurs Thunder. Wow, it's Thunder minus 12.5 at home. Total is low, 220.5. But we got Wemby, Chet again. But are you going with those guys? Or are you going the different direction?
I'm not going with those guys. I'm actually going with SGA over 1.5 3 points made. He has really wanted to add this to his arsenal so far. It seems like he's really made a concerted effort to make this part of his game. He's cleared in every game so far this season. And what I really like is his attempts so far this season. So first game, 6 attempts, then 9, and then 8. That's a lot of attempts. That's a huge amount of attempts compared to previous seasons from SGA. So
good luck.
I'm really liking the volume we're going to get here. And then also just the head-to-head history that you see with the Spurs, teams against the Spurs. Doncic, 4 threes. Fred VanVleet, 4 threes, and then him again for 3 threes. So I'm really liking that as far as a look. And if we want to go with the one more, an OG, someone coming back to OKC, CP3 for just one. Could be a little builder piece if you're interested in that. It looks like the odds are minus 224, best place to get it. Caesars, but just 1 3. He's hit it every single time this season. 7 in the last 10 versus OKC. And he is taking a decent amount of attempts, 4 attempts, 2 attempts, and then 4 again. So just 1 3 from CP3 coming back to OKC.
Yeah. Put those
Yeah.
two together, maybe that could give you a nice little parlay
Could.
there.
I love that. I love that SGA look. San Antonio's giving up the they've allowed the 8th most 3-point attempts so far this season, and he was actually my pick. He was the last of the 4 picks I put out in the props.cash article today. SGA over 28.5 points. He's been money on 2 days rest. When he plays 30 minutes on 2 days rest, he's cleared this in 18 of his last 20 games, 24 of his last 30. So I think this is a great spot. Jalen Green, was a decent comp for SGA, I guess, especially early in the season when we don't have much to go on. He had 29 and 36 in the 2 games that they played against each other already this season, Houston and San Antonio. So I think SGA is good for 30 as well.
Seems good. I love that trend, though. I think you're at the point of the season where there are certain players like SGA. Brandon Ingram is another player that they were talking about in last night's game that is increasing his volume of 3-point attempts. So players that historically maybe aren't big 3-point shooters, but the team is changing kind of their volume. And I think you're at the point of the season where you've got enough of a sample, like 3 or 4 games, to show you that there's a trend, but not enough of a history where the books have adjusted yet. So I think you're in like the next 3 or 4 games. If you find trends like that, you could really profit on them. So I love that, both the points and the 3-point look. So good stuff. Nice.
All right. Nice work, Jordan. Thanks for joining in on short notice. Appreciate it. And
Yep,
we got a bunch to sort through today on this 11-game slate. So we're gonna get our picks up in the VIP Discord. Please come join us. Anyone who's still hanging around listening, thanks for tuning in, and let's all make some money tonight.
Let's do it.
do it.